So we won't go over in depth the other scenes because they're not all that interesting, but we do have some honorable mentions. And this brings us to the very last part of the video, which I'm going to talk about. The other way it also incorporates comedy through its form is through its inherently English idealism while posing as self-referential theater, essentially. It's like a theater about theater, or a movie within a movie, or it could also be called a meta-diegetic. And it also absolutely nailed the scenes of the melodrama, lavish staging, poetic justice plots, stock characters, original music that underscores the script. An example of this is the 4th best ranked musical number and scene, Love with All the Trimmings, which is also a perfect example of integration of form for British musical theater, which is usually about politics, religion, contains list songs, and of course romantic leads, and absolutely no dancing, which is another reason why I like it. And also why it wouldn't be categorized as a classical Broadway musical. But it does pass for British musical theater. Unfortunately, it was marketed to Americans who had no idea what that was, who were used to jukebox musicals, autobiographical musicals, book musicals. And on a side note, if you're curious about British musicals, a great example is probably one you've seen before, which is called Phantom of the Opera, Mamma Mia, or Les Miserables. All of which, by the way, romantic leads end up together. And if you're interested in melodramas, the best example would be Under the Gaslight or Uncle Tom's Cabin. So ranking 3rd in musical numbers would be On a Clear Day You Can See Forever. And it is a song that takes place in the finale. Many critics have said the finale, or the reprise of the song in the end, was a rather disappointing scene. It is no mise-en-scene filming, perhaps a little anticlimactic. The reason is because it's lacking in 4-dimensionality that was present in the first scene. It lacks warmth. The other reason I ranked it in 3rd, the number in the finale, is because it doesn't showcase the strength and color of Barbara's voice as much as the other numbers do. But even more so than a musical, it is a message show. So a message show is where the show's metaphor or statement is more important than the actual narrative. But the reason why I would say it is not a message show first is because it completely misses the mark. It lacks the integration of form, which is necessary for a message show. Hence, I think it should serve as an example as a mistake for how not to write a message show. And the beginning also sets us up to think it was a romantic comedy. To be clear, it wasn't Bert's fault. Bert and Lane. That said, to me this film, having it be a comedy first and quasi-musical, makes it special and dramatically different from any other musical which falls under another basic category. Unfortunately, all the best numbers are in the beginning of the movie. I'd give it a solid 7.5 out of 10 stars. Maybe almost an 8, like a 7.8 out of 10. Thanks for watching! And remember, you have to become the pedagogue in order to become the prima donna.